The transatlantic trade and investment partnership received another blow on Tuesday. Opposition to the deal is growing, with France adding its voice to German concerns against the TTIP trade deal. Matthias Fekl, the French Minister for Foreign Trade, tweeted that his government demanded TTIP negotiations should cease. Then the French President, François Hollande, said the chances of a deal being concluded anytime soon were slim.
Discussions at the moment on the treaty between Europe and the United States cannot lead to an agreement before the end of the year. The negotiations have become bogged down and positions have not been respected. It's best to make everyone aware that France cannot agree on a treaty before the end of the current term of the President of the United States.
Let's speak to TRT World editor-at-large Craig Copetas, who's live for us in Paris. Craig, why did the French now suddenly dislike TTIP, or was that always the case?
It's always been the case. There have been 14 known rounds of talks on TTIP, all behind closed doors. And the French never liked it because TTIP would mean deregulation, privatization, and the creation of special courts in Europe in which corporations could sue other corporations outside of the normal legal structure. The French just never liked this, but despite that, what you had was the Commission President Juncker kept saying, well, we're going to yield a deal that will profit the European economy. And what Minister Fekl said in response to that was, quote, America just gives us crumbs. And how significant that this would happen on the day that Apple is fined billions of dollars for not paying taxes. The European Union, as far as economic policy, has been crumbling for the past 5 years, and this is yet another example of it.
This, as you say, is a huge trade deal. There are lots of other trade deals, though, also currently in negotiation between the US and other parts of the world. What does this mean for those deals?
Well, a lot of them are starting to fall apart at the seams. You're seeing Trans-Pacific Partnership. President Obama is heading over to the region later this week to discuss this. That doesn't look like it's going to happen. NAFTA, the big trade agreement in North America, presidential candidate Donald Trump wants to throw that whole thing out, as does his competition, Hillary Clinton, who at one point supported this. This all has to do with protectionism. Countries are becoming more protectionist, almost mercantilist, that they don't want to trade with anyone who they don't have a vested interest in. And a lot of people in Europe don't like this. And the economic policies that exist in Europe really don't jibe well with deregulations and privatization and the creation of special courts, or in the case of Apple, a company that does its own tax deal with a member state and has every legal right to do that. So you're going to see a lot of this going to court. As far as TTIP, I think that's dead in the water, and everyone knows it.
Okay, Craig, good to speak to you. Get some rest. I know you've come off a long flight. Craig Copetas there for us.